Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. See the flags waving here. This centerpiece here, I did my last live video. So I'm going to walk up the access road here and just start filming and try to do some up here on this ridge line here today. This is cemetery's nestled back in a little patch of woods like between developments. It's actually pretty nice. It's a nice location. So we're going to walk up the road here. Those that don't live in Pennsylvania, it's a balmy 46 right now, and I believe we're at 10:30 in the morning. If you hear alerts going off, it's on my other social media platforms. But we're heading up the trail now. The first veteran here is... It's going to be a little harder for me to read because it's kind of shady, and I have shade differences, shade blindness, color blindness, so it all kinds just blends in. Alrighty. Bear, he served in the First World War, and he was a private, looks like in the 3rd Artillery. He served during the First World War. Those that just joined or doesn't know what this is about, I'm Corporal Frankie Shoenfelt. I was in the U.S. Army from 1988 to 1992, and I'm a Gulf War veteran. Most of these you've probably already seen in videos or pictures. It's pretty close to where I live, so I come here often, especially on bad weather days. That way, if it does get too bad, I can just 10 minutes, I'm back at the house. This is Fink. He served in the U.S. Navy. He was born in December of 1926 and passed away in September of 2023. He was 97 years old, and he served in the Second World War in the U.S. Navy. And my channel is about me being a veteran, honoring other veterans. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I enjoy it and enjoy honoring these veterans. I'll show you what actually should be going on in most of these cemeteries, but currently it's not. I got a good example of loved ones that do cherish their loved ones. I don't think it's a veteran, but they are actually taking care of it. Carl A. Smith, born 1886, passed away in 1949. Private Headquarters Department, 302nd Tactical. I think that's Army. Not 100% sure. But he served during the First World War. Now, somebody came up here and actually, looks like they weed-eated it, which is cool. They're not a veteran, though. See how they have it all trimmed up? Pretty cool. Must be part of my fan club. The small fan club. Yeah, it's going to be a little brisk up here, but I'll survive. It's pretty hilly, too. All the cemeteries in this location here in Altoona are usually, and I walk to them. Hopefully next week when we get some better weather, I'll hit some of the other cemeteries. We'll head up here on this little bench here. Please share it out to other people, no matter what platform you're on, what form of social media. Looks like Schellenberg. Sorry if I butcher up the name. He was born in 1896, passed away in 1947. He was a PFC in the medical, served during the First World War. Looks like he's buried with his family also. That's nice. Haven't been in this middle section in a while. I have a long list of favorites, but this is one of my favorite ones. It's kind of encased. I'm going to do a general inspection of the flags too. And if any of them are in really bad shape, I'm going to take them and try to replace them. There we go. Looks a little better now. I'll butcher the name up, so we'll just go with Lawrence and Madeline. Lawrence, it doesn't say what branch of the service he served in, but he served in the Second World War. It's right here on the plate. I think the encasement, it needs some improvement, but I think the general structure of it's pretty cool. All right, we're off to the next veteran, which is very close. Wood, there's an easy name. He was a private in the U.S. Army during the Second World War. George Wood. If you missed the introduction, I'll say it again. We're here in Pennsylvania. Today the weather is less than ideal, but I had a little bit of spare time, so I figured I'd come up here and do a live. Based on how many people start viewing and liking and sharing out is how long I'll keep the live going today. Joseph Baker, he was born in 1892, passed away in 1940. Sergeant, the infantry brigade, served during the First World War, pardon me. She definitely needs some lawn care up here. There's another easy name to pronounce, Appleman. Try to clean off some of this. Yeah, it's a balmy 46 here in Pennsylvania today. The overnight low was, I think, 43 or 44, I believe. Up on the mountains, obviously, it was probably a lot cooler. Made it look half decent. Looks like he served in the Vietnam War. A CN in the U.S. Navy. He was born January 1943 and passed away in January of 2002. Yeah, we had a significant drop in the weather. Temperatures, it rained overnight, as you can see. Feet are a little wet, but that's all right. We got dry socks and a nice warm place to return to. So, do these ones over here. We'll probably do a snake around. I hadn't been up here in a while, but some of these were my winter time. And we got, I can see, obviously, this is probably going to be a 2-flagger here. That one was like super torn, and this one's entangled. Oop. Dropped your berries. We'll put them back on. I will take both of these flags because they are unobtainable. Like I said, some people might get upset with the fact, but they should be replacing them. Find a spot to set my phone down temporarily. This flag here looks pretty bad too. I figured because this was the top of the ridge line up here, there'd be probably more damage to the flags. So most of the stones are uneven, so you can't really prop anything with them. So if the phone accidentally falls, I wasn't a part of it. And what I simply do is I just remove them from there. This is in really bad shape. I'll probably still put it in my collection on the wall that I have in my home. I keep the flagstaffs. I thought I said in my last one I was going to take them home, but they have a little maintenance shack over here, and I put them right outside the maintenance shack. So what we're going to do now is take off my backpack. Not Dora either. Take off my backpack and stow these flags. I shot some, took some pictures prior to coming to this section of the graveyard. Took some pictures, got some videos. I'll show you my little theme for some of them today. I always bring like an animal, a stuffed animal, flags. I did some videos with pennies, and all that is, the coins are, there's different meanings to them. I'm a veteran, and I'm just honoring that veteran because I personally don't know them, with a penny. You can Google it. It'll give you what, like a dime, a nickel, quarter. If you were actually in the same, I think it's the same battalion. There's like battalion coins you can put down, if I'm not mistaken. The sheriff's badge, I call it. They served during the Civil War. And this is the Spanish-American War. I don't even need to read it. I know from doing them long enough. It was over Cuba, Puerto Rico, and the Philippines island. Actually, they are showing some honor here, but they just need to replace the flags. Maybe in my journeys today or tomorrow, I'll pick up some more flags. And like I stated in a prior video, I'm not going to put them in the flag stands. I'm going to actually just put them beside the tombs. And if their families or friends or whatever want to replace them, they can. And what I've been doing with these less than ideal flags is taking them home. The ones I can hang, I hang, and the other ones that I can't hang, I properly take care of them. Set you down for a second here while I remove this one. So far, nobody's complained yet, but I served, and I know quite a few of my viewers have served or have families that served, and there's no more bigger disrespect in my eyes than the two top ones is, for me, is disrespecting veterans, and the other one is disrespecting our flag. And being in those kind of conditions, you're definitely doing both. You're dishonoring the veteran and you're dishonoring the flag. So we're up to 4, and I found one in the brush on my way walking up through. I took a picture of it. I'll post it at a later time. So today's count's 5, and it's going to be 6 right now because I'm going to take care of this too. We're in one of the bigger months to honor veterans now with the arrival of Memorial Day coming. So far I haven't got any flack, but I'm sure it's about to come. So, and I'm the man to accept it for taking these flags. But I'm not letting them stay. I did most of the winter. Some of them really needed taken care of. So I ended up just letting most of them up here. But it's the time of year people should be honoring veterans, which I think it should be year round. So I've been discarding these, taking these. I'm just pulling the flags that need repaired. This one here isn't pretty good. It wasn't put up too long ago. Boyles. I know I haven't been here, but it's been in older videos. He served in the Korean War from 1950 to 55. Here we go. Here's some live, and this is not pre-staged. Morning, sir. Need a hand?
I put them on wreaths every year.
Okay. I've been taking some that have been torn up and.
Okay. I made those things, but last year a lawnmower hit when I had to make another post.
Well, thank you for your service.
Okay, I put 20 in the Air Force.
I was in the U.S. Army from 98 to 92.
Yeah. We have two. Kelly was the man master of the Spanish-American War.
Okay.
He was the second commander of the veterans of Foreign Service. Guy from Ohio, Columbus, Ohio was his first, and he was the second. And he was again the 1901 to 2, and then 4 to 5. And Kelly and Noble, he fought in the Spanish-American War in Cuba, and then he went over in the Philippines, and his buddy got shot, and he went to save him and got killed.
Oh.
In the Philippines, he was only 23 when he got killed.
Oh.
So they named the James L. Noble Post 3 after him. So
you sure you don't need a hand with this stuff? I can help you back to the car with it.
No, I'm just going. I could get Noble's off, but I'll be putting them. I picked one. I put one Oak Ridge. And here, 2 here.
So this is going back to your car. I'll walk it over for you while you go to the other one.
I get that one.
No big deal. I am running a little video right now. I come up here and shoot videos to honor other veterans because I'm a veteran.
I took one off at the Oak Ridge now, and then I got all the flags for Oak Ridge.
Awesome.
I picked all 4 cases up and 5 markers yesterday at the barn out there at the Harrisburg yard. I'm good. I'll tell you this, they must have 20 cases.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll walk over with you.
I'll tell you the rest of that great big one.
Or do you drive over?
It's right there.
Okay. We'll walk over with you.
This
is really cool. I'm doing like a live video of me honoring other veterans. And this is awesome.
They come in with I don't know how many people come to help pick theirs up. They had cases of them stacked up in there. I only had 4. That's 500 some flags.
Awesome.
There's 144 flags per box.
We need more men like you.
I've been doing it for years.
That's awesome.
I worked my way. I didn't join the VFW until 1990. But I joined in 66 when I first come back from Vietnam. But I had 54 years in.
Wow. That's awesome.
I joined I joined the Legion in Germany in
Here, give me this.
74. And
This is the one I took 2 flags
yeah,
off of.
he's
They were tattered very, very bad.
yeah. I put them on with wire ties. I buy 4 for the Warbeds Council for 40th Street and hit the top. I can leave that one on the inside there. I can put
Here, hand me that.
I can put another loop on that one.
Here, put it in my hand. I'll carry it.
So anyhow, I'm going back to my car. I can just carry it over.
I'll walk back over with you.
But he got killed in the Philippines, age 23.
Take your time, bud.
I went in November of 58, retired December 1st of 78.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 85.
Awesome.
I'll be 86 in July.
And you're still getting out and around.
My oldest Cootie, he was 98 and I was 85 on July the 12th. We both had birthdays the same day. He lived up in Coalport. He just died the VA on Monday a week ago. I went up to his funeral service in Urbana, and I didn't know where the cemetery was. And here I went into town, and I seen some old ladies. They were getting in their car. I said, "Hey, where's John Palmer being buried today?" She said, one old lady went in. One was 96, the other was 94. She went in. I got the paper, brought it out, showed it to me. I said, "Where's St. Basil's at?" She said, "Go back." I could go back to the VFW. It's on a hill. When I went back, I seen all the cars. It was the woods. When I come up about 53 one way, you couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Here, and I get there 5 minutes before it started. I like that. Got there 5 minutes ahead of time. I had my Cootie outfit on, so I sit down and.
I'll take him clear to the car. You get around awesome for a guy 85 years old, bud.
My one grandfather, he walked everywhere. And he walked everywhere.
Just put him in there?
Yeah. See, I got full cases there.
Oh, yeah, he does. This gentleman's going to donate flags.
Well, every year we order them, post orders them, and the county buys them.
Awesome.
One year I ordered too many. I ordered like 5 cases. They send a letter that, yeah, if you got too many, you get a $300 fine or 3 months in jail.
What?
Yeah, for ordering too many. Here's, I got these markers for go on the cemetery, but they didn't tell me. They didn't put a list in there what.
And these are all flags.
Yeah, there's
$4.
I ordered 5 one time and I got too many.
Oh.
I thought I was going to go to jail, so I left. I didn't. The quartermaster died, and he always ordered them, John Gordy. So I ordered 5 cases in there. I got too many. One time we didn't have enough. We had to borrow some for the National Guard does the Rose Hill.
Okay.
We do here. Marines do out to arrest, and they get Boy Scouts, and they put them on in about an hour or 2.
Awesome.
And there's about there must be a couple thousand in there.
Yeah.
Bellwood might have, my parents are down at Blair Memorial in Bellwood. There was a guy picking them up for the Logan Cemetery down in Bellwood. There's one by the school.
Awesome.
Blair Memorials is the new one down there. It has a lot of people too. My brother died 2 years ago. Buried. He got out of Staff Sergeant, Air Force, 4 years, and I didn't get out as a tech. Took me like 14 years to make tech, because I was an electrician, and we didn't have that many people in a career field. It was hard to make rank.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you for your service.
I went in down at San Antonio and ended up Amarillo Air Force Base, because the electronic career field down Keesler in Mississippi was filled up. Ended up going there on the job training as an electrician.
Yeah.
That time you had to do interior, exterior, and pole. But the electricians, the civilians wouldn't let us do any high voltage work. We just had to to learn how to climb poles. They had letters and stuff, and we had to go climb up and pack them on poles to learn to climb. Then after we learned to climb, they label all the circuits, different circuits on base. Then we went around and they turn the lights on and go around and write down which one would miss out. Then they shut it off. We'd have to climb up there and belt out and reach out and pull the line and put a new light bulb in.
Learn how to climb poles pretty quick that way.
But they wouldn't let us. Look at that big dog.
I don't even know whose that is.
So anyhow, we learned to climb the poles, but we didn't know how to do any line voltage work. We had that in our records. So when I come back, got stationed over Air Force Base, there was a big thing going on. They had a Zachary field unit. They had 141s and 133s. Boy, they had 124s when I got there, and they had a alert hangar at 102s. So one time there was a big storm and it knocked the power off, and the civilians all lived off base. Me and the old guy come back from Greenland. We got the bucket truck and went down and went up, changed the fuse. So Zachary fuels.
Yeah.
We got chewed out about it for changing in the rain. Put rubber gloves on, and we got the bucket, insulated bucket truck. We had to take a hot stick and pull it out and put a new one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was any aircraft guy in World War II. He was now he was shaking.
Shaking really bad.
His wife and 5 kids live in a farmhouse, and I would pick them up there and bring them to work and take them home every day. And somehow when he was getting closed bases in France, they sent him over to France. He probably drank himself to death. He shipped his family back to Phoenix Springs in Florida. He went to France. They was going to shut the base down up there.
Well, you got a great memory, that's for sure.
I went to Thule, Greenland. I had 15 months left to get to Thule, Greenland. They sent, and I was up there like 8 months. They ran short of guys down in the southern part. So they took 5 of us electricians and sent us down to finish our 4 months down there. So I extended to get stationed at Dover Air Force Base. So I really enlisted Dover in 62, 66, again in 70, and then Germany in 74, and I retired Great Falls, Montana in 78.
That's a great place to retire, huh?
Yeah, I had a pickup truck with a cap on the back. One of the guys in my shop, he traded me a 30-gallon boilerplate tank, and I put it behind the bed inside the cap. But I could only crawl in the back to fill up. There wasn't no outside things. They put a switch on the floor by my feet. I'd run to it, start spotting, then I'd switch it to 20-gallon behind the seat. I had 50 gallons. I came back in 47 and a half hours.
Dang.
I had the back filled with stuff, and I had 4 cases of beer, 2 cases of Olympia, 2 cases of Coors. I ran all the way from Great Falls over in the middle of Bismarck, North Dakota, and I stopped at 5 below zero, and I had to prop the window up and put my pillow against the window and leave the truck on. Well, if I shut off, I never got it started.
Yeah.
It's so cold. I had a flat tire in Minneapolis. I'd get out and jack it up, take the tire down from under the back, put it on. I bought 4 steel bellow radial car tires instead of truck tires. And one tire went bad. I only had it on like 2 months. So I went to put air in. I went to Sears, and I was falling asleep sitting there waiting for them to change the tire.
Yeah.
But halfway down Wisconsin, I pull over and fall asleep again. Went down through Chicago on the expressway, and it was snowing, and it must have been full of snow, and people were tracking through the snow going to the grocery store. I got down and got on the turnpike in lower part of Illinois, come across Indiana, got into Ohio, and I pulled over again, fell asleep. Next thing you know, look, sun was coming up. So I got off the turnpike at Monroeville and drove all the way back, all 22 back, and pulled in at 11:30. I started 12 o'clock on the first and got back on the third. So it made 47 and a half hours. Boys, that beer froze.
Oh, I'd imagine.
My brother and his buddies had to help me drink it. We used to go to a place in the little Sand Coulee. We'd go in there, we'd buy buckets of Coors, shoot pool, and get these pickled turkey gizzards, eat and put Tabasco sauce on them, and drink buckets of beer.
Some of the bars I went to had buckets too. You get buckets full of beer.
I give to my son to put save pennies, and he put 20 in the army. He went in '83 and retired 2003. He's a mailman out in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Awesome.
So he's thinking about retiring, but he don't. But I guess he smoked all his life, and he's having problems. Me, I found out. A couple of weeks ago, I had a CAT scan. Said my liver was small, so I got this ultrasound last Thursday. Said I have cirrhosis of the liver from drinking so much.
That's
drank all the time in the Air Force, and drank all the time when I serviced elevators, and even after that, went on cruising with my girlfriend. We go down to Cancun, drinking pina coladas with Puerto Rican rum and all that stuff. So now I got cirrhosis.
But for 85, buddy, you're in good shape. You're getting around.
Most of them. My grandpa walked everywhere, the railroad. One time he walked all the way to Tyrone to see a buddy of his.
Awesome.
And they had to give him a ride back. every week he'd walk from Grand Avenue Lake Street out to the tank farms in El Rey to see his youngest son.
Yeah.
My uncle.
I walk a good bit too.
They would give him a ride back. He did that all the time till he was 90, and he got cancer his last year. His one daughter, she had her hands were up here. She never
forearms.
Yeah, she took a broom and beat his legs. He couldn't walk anymore. Once you can't walk, you're done.
Yep, you can't move.
Yep, you can't move.
All right, enjoy your day, buddy. It's nice meeting you again.
I got a Marine buddy. He's in that Hilltop nursing home. He's been in there over 2 years. He's been on oxygen for 4 years. He used to live down in Juniata. He'd take it off the smoke. He fell down one day going up the steps carrying his oxygen tank. I tried to cut him out, but I went down. He was laying on the sidewalk, and he had shorts on laying there in December. And they had some girl come by and put a blanket on him. The guy, Marine, called the wrong address, and they went a couple of blocks, and they come down and put him in there, and they take his vitals. They took him over to the emergency room, and his daughter was come up from Delaware. She was up around State College. He got pneumonia, and he was in there 2 weeks. Then they had to send him to Johnstown to learn to rehab the 2 weeks to learn to walk again. Well, after they put him in that nursing home, he can't do nothing. He's still got shrapnel coming out of his arms. Since 67, 68, he was fighting up in the way. He ran down the street with a handful of grenades, throwing them in the windows. He stole a fire truck and put a 105 recordless rifle on it. And the commander, he had him shoot the tires out of the fire truck. I don't know if it was a civilian truck or whether it was an Air Force truck. He stole it and had a recoilless rifle on it. He was up around the Citadel in places. So he still has shrapnel coming out of his arms after long years. I go take him a cup of coffee every day. 63 cents. I go into McDonald's and say, give me a senior's cup of coffee. And they know me for 2 years, and they say, they gave me a big one. Sometimes only charge me 63 cents, or they wouldn't even charge me at all.
That's awesome.
And I went in Saturday morning, and the girl says, don't bring any more coffee. He said, he don't drink it, we just dump it out. For 2 years, I've been bringing a cup of coffee almost every day. I have $453 worth of coffee, and he don't drink it. He barely eats his meal. We put him on the table.
Yeah.
Every Tuesday, I would take him a pack of mellow cups.
He eats them though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he'd open that up and start eating them, and he'd give me the card back. I had 6,000. I had almost had 1,100. And I took 6,000. I had 3,000 pack birthday, and I got a 5-pound box and took the convention. So I had 11 packs of 500s. They gave me 5. Now I got another 6. I got another 3,000 packs worth of going again. But I had one time I had almost $20-some worth of points saved up. For every 500 points, you get $2 knocked off.
Yeah.
I'd take 6 boxes of candy, mellow cups, smoothie, peanut butter cups down the tube track, and I put so many in each box.
Yeah.
Put them in hospitality rooms Friday and Saturday night.
Awesome.
They made me, for 5 years in a row, they made me Supreme Candy Man, because my last name Boyer, like the candy.
Boyer.
Yeah, but I wasn't related.
How rich is
my
that?
My brother worked for 19 and a half years with Third Chick. When I told the old man they were building that Boyertown.
Yeah.
I told him my brothers and I are Boyer brothers, and I showed him my driver's license. When I told him he worked there, he started laying him off all the time to break the union.
Yeah.
And they lost, his wife started working, she was first off, they lost the car. Then they kept doing it, and he lost their house up in Portage. He had to file bankruptcy.
Oh.
So he took a civil service test. He wanted to be a mailman in Portage. So his daughter went down and got a job working in Greenbelt. They had like 800 government buildings to take care of. He seen they needed a plumber's helper. He went down and got hired. Then he went to night school, and when he retired for 20 years, plus his Air Force time counted. He was a journeyman, you know, in the Union. So he moved back to Evansburg. He hunted and fished, hunting all winter and fished, you know.
The other months.
Yeah, all the months. He'd go out and catch trout. He'd kept the biggest one, put them back. He'd freeze them, flay them, you know, cut them up.
Yeah.
Cut them and give them to his stepdaughter to eat and all that stuff. One time, a guy says, "Hey, you got any trout?" He says, "I know it's old Italian people." And he brought like 20-some trout down, and I gave them to the guy to give them to the old man. I don't even eat them things.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, it was really nice meeting you.
I tried to find my senior vice commander. He might have cirrhosis liver. He lost 25 pounds.
Oh.
He lived down in Juniata. He in my cootie, and I had his card for next year. I went down there last night, but when I got to Juniata, it started pouring down, and by the time I got to this house, it was pouring down rain, and I didn't have a coat on. And I looked, and there was a sticker on the front door, like maybe somebody's trying to deliver something. And I didn't think it was theirs. I thought maybe it was the girlfriend's. I turned around and come back. As soon as I got back up by 7th Street, it stopped rain. I went up to VFW and bought a can of root beer.
Yeah.
I don't drink any beer and stuff anymore. I just drink.
I don't drink it. Yeah. No drugs, no alcohol.
Yeah. Here, my old buddy used to have a girlfriend that lived down the street, that house right across.
Yeah.
And she would come and buy him. He had a big Siberian husky, was all white with blue eyes, and she'd bring him dog food and stuff. And then when he went in the hospitals over there rehabbing, the dog kidneys started shutting down. He was about 13 years old. We had to take it out and have it put down and cremated. And when they showed him pictures on there, he started crying on the phone, and I hauled it out, and the guy walked it, and this other girl cleaned the house. They took it in, and I was parked. And I come back out there crying when he come out, because they put it down and cremated it. Yeah. Hey, nice seeing you.
All right, buddy. You take care. I'm sure I'll see you around, bud.
Okay. Big Craig,
What's your name again? I know, it's
my
Boyer.
name's Willard Boyer. Willard.
What was the first name?
Willard.
Willard Boyer. I'm Frankie Shoenfelt.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, and thank you for your service.
Yeah, I was president of commander of War Vets Council for 2 years, 98, 99, 99, 2000. I worked my way up. When I joined the VFW in 90, I worked my way up, became commander in 97, 98. Then I became War Vets Council commander on the Cooties for 2 years. They did it 2 years at a time.
Yeah.
And I was chaplain for the War Vets. I'm chaplain for the War Vets Council Post 3 in the Vietnam Veterans of America. And I'm a life member of 8 different military organizations.
Awesome. That's great. Get in that nice warm car. You have a great day, bud.
I joined the Air Force Sergeant at Dover in '72. Then when I was over in Germany, I joined the Legion in '74. But I didn't join the VFW till 1990. Mike Lau, we were doing a show, singing, the Ferocious Singing Society. We had a color guard. He wanted me to carry the Air Force flag, you know, my blues. So he said, "Why don't you bring your 214 over to post in January and join?" So I brought it over and joined. And then in August, I got a life membership. I put it on my credit cards, so I have a metal Post 3 metal cards ever since. Then I got in the, when I was out in Montana, I got in the Air Force Association, and then I made life membership in that, and I was in retired enlisted. I was a life member of that. I used to have another one, but it went defunct, and so So I got the Legion and the VFW and the Vietnam vets. But then I had used to be a North American Hunting Club. I had a membership in that one with these folks. So I still got about 5 non-members, the Bearberry and the Blowing the Dot, Bearberry and Hall.
Yeah.
And Swiss Club, I don't have a life member Swiss Club. But I went over there, I forgot to pay, and they went over, since I'm a senior, I only had to pay $8 for 2 years, $4 a year for 2 years.
Great.
Some old guys got me in there. They were members, and they filled an application and got me in. Back then it was like $10 a year. Now it's down like $4 a year.
All right, boss. Have a great day.
I put the heater on.
All right.
It's cold again. That's why you get cold all the time.
Yeah.
One day's hot, next day's cold.
Yeah. Have a great day,
Yeah,
sir.
be good morning now.
Thank you for your service.
Okay.
Wasn't that cool? I don't know how many people were watching, but that was really cool. He comes around and pretty much is doing the same thing, but he has some backing with some flags and some flag markers. So that was really cool. I never met that man in my life till about a half hour ago. That was really awesome. All right, get back to my mission now. 85 years old, coming out here doing this. 85 years old. And we can't get the younger generation to do this. This flag, they have enough flags, so whatever I deem that needs taken, I'm going to take them. That's good to know. And each one of them boxes had 164 flags in. So if they're remotely, they're going to take them anyhow at some point. So I'm going to police what I can police. Wrong pouch. I thought that was awesome. Some people might not have thought, but that's true honor right there. Man that sacrificed most of his life for the military and continued to do it after he got out. Can't beat that. This one's torn. I'm sure you heard his speech about how they go to the cemeteries and replace the flags, the Boy Scouts, a bunch of all the other volunteers. So he said they do it annually too. So what amazed me was 85 years old, still showing honor to other veterans. 85 years old. I can't really say what I want to say, but we'll just let it at that. So, get back. Kind of got me off track of what I was doing, but that was awesome. This flag's here in still pretty good shape. I think I already did this one here, I believe. And I believe this one didn't even have any marking on it. But it has a plate. Flag still looks pretty decent. Decent enough. I would imagine these volunteers are going to start pulling them here in the next week or two. Look like he served in the First World War. James Brooks. All right. We did have a dog come in on us, so I'll have to look for a landmine. I think a guy came over with the dog at some point. Where are we at time? Ooh, almost perfect. Looks like we had some people walking. That's cool. Like I said, this is about honor, not me becoming famous. I promise you that. There's another one that I'm going to take. think in one of my other videos, this one here was all in pretty bad shape. So I'm going to set the phone down and take care of these two flags. Now that I know there's resources to replace these flags, I'll probably go on a more steadier place retrieving them now. Nothing's worse than not knowing you, especially for military people, not knowing that you have a backup. You always have an A plan, but you should have a B and C plan too. So now I can come up and take all the damaged ones because they're going to replace them all anyhow. So, but I'll do it in stages. So, getting quite a collection this morning. And what I'll do is I'll just hang them up in my house on a wall. If I get any of them, I'll just migrate it from my dining room and maybe into my living room or bedroom. All right. Getting quite the collection today. Now that I don't have to be kind of monitoring how many I take, or I can just take them all if I wanted to. William Franklin, whatever, Davis, Sears, whatever. Not really good with that. Plus it's blinding with my color blindness, so I can't pick out every letter. And being dyslexic, those are my downfalls. He was born February of 1907, passed away in 1987. All right. How cold was that? Well, I figured at some point I would start running into people, but what are we at? 47 minutes, 30 people view, 33 people viewing. Like I said, share this out to other people. I'm going to take this flag too. There's a pretty beat up one. There's a couple over here just laying on the ground. It's going to be a pretty good haul. And then right around the hour mark, I'm going to stop. I got other things to do today. It's Friday. I was going to do like a fire ring outside, but I think I'm going to pass on that. I'll just make something at the house, make something inside. We're going to clean this tomb off so you can see. Oh, it's the next one over. See what they served. Yeah, there's a tree here. I'm just going to try to clean it up a little bit. Charles Cole. What is going on? There we go. Pennsylvania, Wagon 4 Machine Gun Battalion. First World War, was born July of 1897. Passed away October of 1970. Yeah, it's kind of in there. Kind of just dove into it without looking very much. It was actually good getting to talk to him, and obviously he hasn't really talked to many people of late. And that's the great thing. When I was growing up, we had what they called storytellers, like that gentleman there, telling you stories about his past life experiences. In our culture today, we don't have many more of them left, or we don't have people willing to spend, even if it's only 20-30 minutes of their time with somebody like that. This gentleman here served in the Civil War. It's adding up. looks like I'll be filling a wall up with. Some of them are really bad shape, so I'll just dispose of them properly. Yeah, when you're used to 65, 70, a 40-degree day doesn't feel the best. So we got that one. There's one laying here. Before I'd try to relocate them, not relocating them. They're going to replace them all anyhow. So I'll grab this one. Not even sure what that plate is. And obviously, yeah, I have no clue. I might have to Google that one. There's another flag that's down. I'm going to grab it. It's really in bad shape. But if I think I can hang them, I'll hang them. Yep, the old backpack's filling up with flags. There's a fair amount in there, that's for sure. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. I'll set the phone down here for a second. Try to retrieve a couple more flags. I think I'm going to drop these off down at that work shed. We're going to take this one. Nah, we'll leave it there. They're going to replace them anyhow. So this is just going to be what I normally do. Shoot a couple videos, then make a quick walkthrough to make sure there ain't any other flags laying down. Said if you have any comments, questions, go to one of my other social media platforms. I'm on Instagram and TikTok. You can leave a comment on one of my other videos here on YouTube. And if you're just coming in, my name's Corporal Frankie Shoenfelt. Served in the United States Army from 1988 to 1992. I'm a Gulf War veteran. And I'm a veteran honoring other veterans. There again, it's kind of bleeding in for me. There's not a whole lot of general information. Gutshaw, looks like it's the last name. I'm having problems with this. It's like Regiment PA, volunteer Cav, I think. He was born in 1841 and passed away in November of 1902 and served during the Civil War, which was from 1861 to 1865. Yeah, this is just going to be a brief walkthrough now. It's good that now I know that all these flags are going to be replaced. And this is where I met him at. Mr. Boyer. Spanish American. We'll clean his grave off. This is where I met Mr. Boyer. I seen him getting out of his vehicle and I figured he was just going to come and try to razz me up or something. And then I seen his jacket from a distance and knew he was a veteran. So he was pretty much up here doing what I'm doing, showing some honor. 85 years old. And his buddy was Kelly. I'm sure he spoke about him. He was a drum major. I'm having problems reading all of it. And the Spanish-American War is about all I can make out. Herbert? Yeah, Herbert Kelly. Alrighty. You never know what's going to transpire one day, and that was pretty awesome, if you ask me. I'm going to try to generate some blood now. I'm going to walk a little bit. 45 with shorts on is probably not the best decision I've ever made. But I figured I'd be active the whole time, not engaging in conversation with a veteran in a cemetery. That's the one great thing about live. You never know what's going to transpire. And we got to do a brief interview with a true American hero. I'm just looking for a place to come down the bank here without falling. Like I said, leave a comment, suggestions, and one of my other social media platforms. Try to share out. And what YouTube will do now, when I get off live, what they'll do is they'll go through a screening process and upload the video. So if you missed part of the video, or you missed other videos that I've done live, I'm going to walk you down here to this utility shed they store their lawn care stuff in, and put these back down. I still didn't hear anything on the unknown tomb down here yet. Even on a dreary day, you can find positivity. Very, very plausible. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now I can come up and take all the flags. Not to commandeer them, just to come up, and so maybe that lessens the burden for somebody else, a volunteer, a Boy Scout, somebody. And it actually gives me something cool to do. I might even gift some of them to other people if they would be interested in receiving a veteran. But you'll have to let me know here directly. That way, if you do want one of these, we'll try to figure it out, and I'll try to give you the information on the flag actually removed from the soldier's tomb. And I really hope they get this taken care of, because I'm getting tired of looking at it. This guy served his country, and these tombstones laying on its face. And the great thing is, about where I live, it's kind of on the outskirts of a pretty decent sized city here in Pennsylvania. I can go to the hood, or I can go to the cornfield. That's what I kind of like. Extremely close to a lot of places to get groceries, and there's a couple pizza shops and stuff like it. It's generally in a pretty good location. I like it. Plus I can go out and do my redneck thing, fishing, hiking, and walking. Down here's that little maintenance shed. I'm going to take these staffs down there and place them right by the door. That way they can't mess them. That is super cool that they replace them all. And it's all voluntarily based. I'm trying to keep the camera as straight as I can. Well, the phone. Yeah, now my battery will be on like 20%, so I'll have to let it charge for about an hour, which will give me time to make lunch. And I call it late lunch. That way, if I go a little overboard at eating, I don't have to eat anything the rest of the day. And obviously, somebody was here. Tractor, and I put the last staffs right here. And they got them. I'm sure they know it's me. I'm the only nut job out here doing that, besides the veteran up here that was actually honoring some of his buddies. And he's encased in the activities of honoring veterans with flags and flag stands. And we are officially over an hour. How about that? They even have a nice entrance here I can show you really quick. Man, like I said, and lots of times and lots of other lives, if you're interested in donating your time, money, or efforts, go to your local VA or help out at a homeless center, because there's a lot of veterans that utilize those places too. So this was their little manger scene. They actually had animals in it too, just for I think Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, or when they had like a scheduled event at church, they'd bring some of the congregation over here for it. So, but it's actually pretty cool. You can see they still got Christmas lights up. Should be taken care of a little better, but that's up to their staff, not up to me. And this is in Greenwood, UPMC, Prairie Garden, and the memorial of Teresa Weisland. It's pretty cool. Has crosses, has a nice stone brick wall. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed my live, and I'm going to sign off here. Like I said, if you have any comments, any donations, anything like that, contact the local one of your local VA hospitals or clinics. Try to get yourself enrolled in some programs to show honor to veterans. And what else is it? Oh, if you need to leave a comment, leave it on one of my other videos here on YouTube, or go to Instagram or TikTok and leave the message. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. My TikTok kind of has been rolling over. It's been getting really busy. So when I have the time to message you, I'll get back to you. But thanks again for everybody watching. Like I said priorly, we're heading into one of the months of honor, one of the lead months for honor. So get out, even if it's replacing a flag, whatever, or volunteering at your local VA or homeless center. There's always somebody that has it worse than you and could use a hand. All right. Thank you, and have a great Friday.